So we studied sets and relation in class 11, right? क्या पढ़ा था उसमें, कुछ भी याद हो तो बताओ. अच्छा, very basic question, what is a set?
A collection of things in which the elements cannot be repeated.
Okay, give an example of a set.
The multiples of 2.
Yeah.
Multiples of 2. Okay. All right. What is a relation? चलो कोई बात नहीं, रिलेशंस तो 12th में भी चैप्टर में नाम है, तो सर आप क्या पढ़ोगे, बाकी सब हम नहीं पता होगा तो ठीक है, रिलेशन में बता दूंगा. अच्छा, there were two forms of a set, right? Set builder form and that this thing roster form. You guys remember that? Theoretical वाला part था उसमें कुछ. The set builder form में we had to write the whole statement and in the other form we had to write the elements present in the set. ठीक है? And also we studied some laws, वो union law, A union B कैसे निकालते हैं, A union B union C कैसे निकालते हैं, right? वो सब थोड़ा बहुत देखा था. So इस chapter में what we'll do is we'll study what are relations. You already know वैसे what are relations, but हाँ we'll study what is relation, what different types of relations. Then we'll study what are functions, different types of functions. And at the end we'll study what are the inverse of a function. अच्छा, if you guys remember, हमने कई बार एक question ऐसे भी किया है, g of f of x calculate करना है, right? Let me. I don't know, we encountered this question in 11th class. So तुमको g of x and f of x दो function दिए हुए थे, and we calculated g of f of x. If you remember. Derivatives में I guess we did this. Okay, so these types of functions are called as composite functions, and we are going to study this also. ठीक है, अब ये चैप्टर इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? ये चैप्टर इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए है क्योंकि इसके फंक्शंस वाले पार्ट में देयर इज अ पार्ट as I spoke now कि इनवर्स ऑफ फंक्शंस आल्सो एग्जिस्ट. ठीक है, सो जो सेकंड चैप्टर है दैट इज इनवर्स ऑफ ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शंस, राइट? सो फंक्शंस अगर क्लियर नहीं होगा तो इनवर्स अच्छे से समझ नहीं आएगा. तो अगर कभी भी कुछ भी समझ नहीं आ रहा है, मेक श्योर तुम अपने डाउट साथ के साथ क्लियर करते रहो. ठीक है, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर एंड इवेंचुअली दिस चैप्टर विल आल्सो हेल्प इन योर हायर स्टडीज. ठीक है, ओके. सो अच्छा, व्हाट इज अ void set? Let's revise quickly some of the terms. What is a void set?
The empty set.
Empty set. What is a singleton set?
In which only one element is there.
One element. Finite set.
So it has finite number of
Finite
Countable number of, right?
Count.
Okay. Infinite set.
it has infinite quantities.
Yeah.
Okay. Equivalent set. What is a equivalent set?
Two
Equivalent
sets have same.
sets with same order.
Same order. What is the order?
Like the number of elements in it.
Exactly. So we call that as cardinal number. Okay. The number of elements are known as the cardinal number. So the two sets having the same cardinal number are called equivalent sets. Okay. What is a subset?
A part of a set.
Exactly, a part of a set. ठीक है. अच्छा, if a set has n elements, what can be the total number of sets possible? Subsets possible actually.
2 to the power n.
ये फॉर्मूला कैसे आता है?
वो नहीं पता, but last year ऋषभ सर ने बताया था.
Okay, देखो वो भी सीख लो. Let's say A1, A2, A3, so and so forth till AN. N number of elements है, right? अगर मुझे सबसेट बनाना है तो मैं सबसेट कैसे बना सकता हूँ? या तो ये एलिमेंट मैं मेरे सेट में ले लूँ या ये एलिमेंट को सेट में नहीं लूँ. राइट, मेरी मर्जी है, या तो मैं A1 को ले लूंगा या A1 को नहीं लूंगा. सो मेरे को A1 को पिक करने के कितने तरीके हैं? 2 ways. Either I can take A1 or I'll leave A1, right? Similarly for A2, it's upon me कि मुझे A2 को लेना है या मुझे A2 को नहीं लेना, right? 2 into 2, A3, मुझे A3 को लेना है या नहीं लेना, so and so forth till the n elements. So मेरे को an को लेना है या नहीं लेना. So 2 कितनी बार मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है? n एलिमेंट्स है, हर एलिमेंट के लिए 2 आ रहा है, राइट? तो 2 to the power n. अच्छा मुझे एक चीज बताओ, इसमें ये वाला सेट भी होगा क्या कि उस सेट में एक भी एलिमेंट नहीं है? वॉइड सेट, ऐसा सेट होगा या नहीं होगा? 2 to the power n में मैं पूछ रहा हूँ.
No. We want subsets. No.
Okay. See.
That will be in the power set.
No, I am asking कि phi, you know what is phi?
Yeah, empty.
Empty set. हाँ, so I am asking कि 2 to the power n जो हमने subsets count किए हैं, will phi be a part of it or not?
Well, phi will also be a part of it.
It will be a part of this set. पता है क्यों? क्योंकि देखो A1 के लिए I have the option, या तो मैं ले लूं या नहीं लूं. तो मैं A1 को नहीं ले रहा, मैं A2 को भी नहीं ले रहा, मैं A3 को भी नहीं ले रहा, मैं टिल AN तक कोई भी एलिमेंट नहीं ले रहा. तो वो मैं काउंट तो कर ही रहा हूँ ना, बिकॉज आई एम मल्टीप्लाइंग 2 फॉर एवरी एलिमेंट. सो एक केस ऐसा भी तो पॉसिबल है कि मैं एक भी एलिमेंट नहीं लूं, राइट? वो केस इसमें इंक्लूडेड होगा. ठीक है. सो अगर तुमसे पूछा जाए कि व्हाट आर द टोटल नंबर ऑफ नॉन वॉइड सेट्स पॉसिबल फ्रॉम अ गिवन n, सो दैट विल बी 2 to the power n minus 1. ठीक है, रिमूविंग दैट सेट जब मैं एक भी एलिमेंट नहीं ले रहा. सो इफ यू वांट टू राइट दिस, यू कैन राइट दिस कि टोटल नंबर ऑफ नॉन वॉइड सेट, अरे टोटल will be 2 to the power n minus 1. पीछे का लॉजिक समझ आया? दैट इज एक्चुअली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अच्छा guys, what is the power set?
But I have also thinking.
All the subsets.
All the subsets is a power set. A set containing all the
A
subsets.
set containing all the subsets of
Right.
the set is a power set.
So that's a power set. Okay, universal set, you all know वो union वाला, the square which we made, which has all the elements. ठीक है. Intersection, difference, ये सब पता है sets में कैसे होता है. What is the union? A union B, you already know. N of A plus N of B minus N of A intersection B. Then you know this. You know this difference wala part. What is A minus B in set?
Yes, I think that is enough. Yes.
See, let's say we have two sets. This is all 11th वाला portion, ठीक है? So एक A set है, एक B set है, ठीक है? If I say you difference of sets, तो difference of sets is A minus B, ठीक है? तो A minus B में कौन से elements आएंगे?
All the
A minus
elements
A.
in A,
हाँ,
The
which are
elements that are unique to A.
only in A, not
exactly.
connected.
Only in. ठीक है, ठीक है. And B minus A में only B. ठीक है. All right, so that's it for the sets. अच्छा, do you know about Cartesian products of sets?
पढ़ा था अभी याद नहीं आ रहा.
So let's say we have a set 1, 2, 3 and we name this as A. ठीक है. And there is one more set B क्रॉस C, सॉरी 5,6, ठीक है. Then Cartesian product of sets is A क्रॉस B. So इस सेट में एलिमेंट्स कैसे होंगे? 1 A क्रॉस B. So मैं 1 को बाकी B के दोनों एलिमेंट्स के साथ पेयर करूंगा, राइट?
5 into 6, 2 into 5, 2.
So 1,5, 1,6.
कॉमा इनटू नहीं, मल्टीप्लाई मत कर देना.
Comma, sorry, I meant.
Yeah, so 1,5, 1,6, 2,5, 2,6, 3,5, 3,6. ठीक है. So let's say A में m elements हैं, B में n elements हैं. So what will be the number of elements in the Cartesian product of A cross B?
M into N.
M into n. ये फॉर्मूला कैसे आया? No idea. Try to figure out. देखो 1, 2, 3 and 5,6 है, राइट? 1 के पास कितने ऑप्शंस हैं? 5 and 6. तो अच्छा, तो मैं लिख लेता हूँ. 1 के पास कितने ऑप्शंस है? 1 के पास 2 ऑप्शंस है. प्लस करूंगा क्योंकि 2 के पास 2 ऑप्शंस और हैं. सो 2 + 2 प्लस 3 के पास कितने ऑप्शंस है? 5,6, अगेन 2 ऑप्शंस. सो +2. सो एट द एंड मैंने क्या करा? 2 को कितनी बार ऐड करा? 3 टाइम्स ऐड करा. So can I write this as 3 times 2? हो गया m क्रॉस n वापस से. ठीक है. ट्राई टू रिलेट दिस. मतलब इसमें ना PNC से रिलेटेड भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. You have done PNC in 11th, but PNC is a very important topic. मतलब इवेंचुअली बहुत जगह काम आएगा वो. ठीक है. सो कुछ भी फॉर्मूलास पढ़ रहे हो या समझ रहे हो, सो ट्राई टू रिलेट इट कि हम वो डिराइव कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो आज 11 से हमने 2 चीज नहीं सीखी कि 2 to the power n वाला फॉर्मूला कैसे आता है और m क्रॉस n वाला फॉर्मूला कैसे आता है. बाकी सब तुम्हें पता था. चलो ग्रेट. सो सर 11th का बहुत हो गया. अब हम 12th में आ गए हैं. बड़ी मुश्किल से क्लियर करके आए और आप अभी भी 11th का पढ़ा रहे हो. सो with this we now start the chapter relation. क्या होता है? किसी को पता है? सुना है कभी टर्म रिलेशन? सर हमने तो यही सुना है कि that man is related to that man or that girl is related to that girl. That is all we know about relations. Mathematically क्या होता है?
I'm confused if what I think was function or relation.
कोई बात नहीं, let's try करो.
Like the two sets in which the element in set 1 should be related to element in set 2, and one element can be related to 2 elements, but like it should not be repeated. There was some restriction.
That was function. अच्छा, now what is relation? देखो, I told you about what is A cross B, right? A अगर एक सेट है, B अगर एक और सेट है, right? A cross B is the Cartesian product. So R is a relation from A to B, then it has to be a subset of A cross B. अगर R कोई रिलेशन है A और B वाले सेट के बीच में, so इस रिलेशन में जो भी नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स होंगे, इस रिलेशन में जो भी नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स होंगे वो A क्रॉस B के सबसेट होंगे. अच्छा, एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. लेट्स से एक A सेट है, एक B सेट है. ठीक है. 1 2 3 एंड यहाँ पे भी 1 2 3. ठीक है. ऐसे कि एक मैंने रिलेशन बनाया वेयर आई एम इक्वेटिंग कि दोनों सेट्स के टर्म्स मुझे इक्वल मिले. ठीक है. रिलेशन मैंने क्या बोला कि सेट ए से ऐसे एलिमेंट लेके आओ और सेट बी से ऐसे एलिमेंट लेके आओ जिन दोनों में मतलब दोनों का एलिमेंट सेम हो, राइट? मतलब एलिमेंट्स लाइक 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, राइट? दीज आर ऑल द एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम ए एंड बी. मैंने एक ऐसा रिलेशन बनाया कि दोनों के एलिमेंट सेम हो. ठीक है. सो ये एक रिलेशन है, राइट? तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ रिलेशन की डेफिनेशन? अ रिलेशन like if R is a relation from A to B, then the elements in the relation are the subset of A cross B. सो देखो ये सारे जो भी एलिमेंट्स आए वो ए क्रॉस बी के सबसेट्स हैं। एट द एंड हम ए क्रॉस बी में क्या कर रहे थे, वन को सारे एलिमेंट से रिलेट कर रहे थे, है ना। रिलेशन नाउ इज अ पर्टिकुलर कंडीशन कि मैंने उन पे कुछ बाउंडेशन लगा दिया, राइट। बट ऑब्वियसली जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स थे या तो उसके बराबर होगा मेरे रिलेशन या फिर उससे कम होगा। सो दैट इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दैट इट इज अ सबसेट ऑफ ए क्रॉस बी। समझ आया क्या होता है रिलेशन? ठीक है, लेट्स राइट द डेफिनेशन। Okay, so if R is the relation from A to B, then it is a subset of A cross B. ठीक है, समझ आया? अच्छा एक और लाइन लिखता हूँ, ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट कि वो तुम्हें समझ आती है क्या। लेट्स से इफ आई से a कॉमा b बिलोंग्स टू r, ठीक है। अब a कॉमा b इज एन एलिमेंट, राइट। एक रिलेशन मैंने r बनाया एंड उस r रिलेशन में जो एलिमेंट है कोई एक मैंने एलिमेंट लिया a कॉमा b, ठीक है। सो इफ a कॉमा b बिलोंग्स टू r, देन वी से दैट A is related to B. And we write A R B. All clear? A कॉमा बी एक रिलेशन R का एलिमेंट था। सो क्योंकि वो एक रिलेशन R का एलिमेंट है, सो व्हाट वी कैन से इज दैट A is related to B with some conditions, right? When we say related, then you are bound with some conditions. ठीक है, ओके। अच्छा एक और चीज लिख लो, put a hashtag only, the number of relations अच्छा there is a homework in this. Let's say A के पास m एलिमेंट्स है, B के पास n एलिमेंट्स हैं। So what do you think total number of relations कितने होंगे? Look at the definition, जो relation की definition लिखाई है मैंने, and try to figure out what can be the total number of relations.
Two to the power m plus n.
2 to the power m plus n. अच्छा, how did you reach to this 2 to the power m plus n?
Like they say that every like A to B, there is a subset of A into B. So if A has m elements, then A has 2 to the power m subsets and B has 2 to the power n subsets. So relations are subsets of 2 to the power m plus 2 to the power n. So 2 to the power
अच्छा,
n.
but
plus
why you are seeing on A and B only? Relation is related from A cross B, na? what I said is कि relation का जो भी element होगा that is a subset of A cross B. I did not say कि relation किसी एक particular set पे लग रहा है, right? तुमने जो बोला that is like कि A के लिए अगर मुझे relation बनाना है तो A के पास 2 to the power n subsets होते हैं, similarly B के पास 2 to the power m subsets होते हैं. Then you are multiplying or adding whatever you are doing. But what I am saying is relation is not on one set, है ना? अगर one set पे भी लग रहा है, अगर मैं बोलूं केवल A set के लिए relation बनाओ, so that is A cross A, मतलब A and A दो sets को तुम relate कर रहे हो. तुम अपने आप को थोड़ी relate करोगे. Are you getting? तुम ये थोड़ी बोलोगे कि यार मैं स्मेरा हूँ एक तरीके से. Are you getting my point? You are not related to yourself. You are related to someone. ठीक है? So अगर A के पास m elements हैं, B के पास n elements हैं, so relation में maximum elements कितने हो सकते हैं? देखो रिलेशन किसका सबसेट है? A क्रॉस B का सबसेट है ना? A क्रॉस B में मैक्सिमम कितने एलिमेंट्स होते हैं? A क्रॉस B में कितने एलिमेंट्स होते हैं? mn, right? That is how you calculate the number of elements in the Cartesian product. So m into n. So A क्रॉस B के सेट में m क्रॉस n एलिमेंट्स हैं, right? अब मेरे ऊपर है जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं या तो मैं उनको ले लूं या नहीं लूं.
2 to the power m cross n.
Right, 2 to the power mn. या m cross n, whatever you want to say. ठीक है? सो हमेशा एक चीज याद रखना कि रिलेशन किन्हीं दो चीजों पे लगता है. Even if both of the things are identical, but it works on two things. You can't say कि A से related है. I mean A से related हो सकता है A क्रॉस A वाले केस में, but तुम खाली एक ही सेट के बेसिस पे रिलेशन नहीं निकाल सकते. ठीक है? So relation में दो चीजें याद रखनी है कि it is a subset, like it has elements which are the subsets of A cross B. ठीक है? And that is it. बाकी relations का फॉर्मूला ये तुम याद कर लेना. वहां ये एग्जाम में मत सोचना कि सर ने तो हमें समझने के लिए बोला तो आज तो मैं डिराइव करके ही रहूंगी एग्जाम में फॉर्मूला. अच्छा, if I ask you the non-void relations, how many relations, like what will be the number of them? Non-void relations.
-1 now.
Right, 2 to the power mn minus 1. वो वाला केस जब हम एक भी एलिमेंट पिक नहीं कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? ऑल क्लियर अबाउट रिलेशंस? अब रिलेशंस और फंक्शंस में कंफ्यूजन तो हो सकता है, वो तो पॉसिबल है, बट रिलेशंस का मतलब समझ आया सबको? संस्कृति?
Yes, sir.
संस्कृति नींद आ रही है क्या?
Sir, नहीं.
इतना धीरे यस बोल रहे हो.
Sir, my
चलो ठीक है.
Or before
Yes.
we proceed, could you like once give like a proper distinguish between subset and proper subset? I get confused in that.
Subset and proper subset.
Yeah, last year we had done something like a proper subset, but I won't remember it nicely.
यार proper subset is actually this. देखो subset is normal subsets, मतलब phi is also included in a proper subset. Sorry, in a subset. ठीक है? But proper subsets क्या होते हैं कि उनमें कुछ ना कुछ एलिमेंट तो हो. देखो if I say you कि तुम्हारे पास n टॉफीज हैं एक बैग में, ठीक है? n डिस्टिंक्ट टॉफीज है तुम्हारे बैग में. सो मेरे टोटल नंबर ऑफ सबसेट्स में निकाल रहा हूँ दैट आर 2 to the power n. मतलब इसमें वो वाला केस भी इंक्लूडेड है जब मैं बैग में से एक भी टॉफी पिक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, राइट? सो वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं ये एक इम्प्रॉपर सबसेट है क्योंकि तुमने बैग में से तो कुछ पिक ही नहीं किया. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? अगर मैं कोई एलिमेंट पिक कर लेता हूँ दैट इज अ प्रॉपर सबसेट बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन दैट सबसेट इज 1.
So proper subset has to have at least one element.
Right. And subset is a mixture of proper as well as improper. ठीक है, if I'm not wrong, I guess और it can be the reverse as well कि तुम सारी टॉफीज पिक कर लो.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
guess
wanted.
that is the thing. Sorry, my bad. ठीक है, so it's like कि अगर सारे एलिमेंट्स एक सेट में आ गए तो वो सेट तो सेम ही हो गया ना. ठीक है, एन टॉफीज एक बैग में है, मैंने बोला सारी टॉफीज एक बैग से पिक करके दूसरे बैग में डाल दो, तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि ये भी एक इसका सबसेट है. बट यार तुमने तो सारी टॉफीज ही पिक कर ली, तो वो बैग तो आइडेंटिकल हो गया उससे, राइट? So that is a improper subset when you pick all of the elements of a set and you make a subset of it.
Proper subset cannot be equal to the original set.
Right, correct. Okay. All clear? All cleared out?
So finally, that empty wala thing is there or not?
No, that is there.
Both are the constants, that it cannot be an empty set and it cannot be equal to the original set.
No. See, the proper constraint is proper subset can have empty elements. Okay? But proper subset cannot have all the n elements present in the set. The second wala constraint which I told, first wala constraint nahi hai.
Okay.
ठीक है? Alright. अच्छा, do you know what are domain and range? Huh? What is domain and what is range? Sanskriti, if you're speaking, you are on mute. Huh? अच्छा, let's say I give you a function y is equal to fx. ठीक है? And if you remember, कुछ questions में ऐसा लिखा हुआ होता था, x belongs to r minus 1, 2, something like this. Limits में कई बार ऐसा question face किया होगा कि x belongs to something like real numbers minus these number of elements. What does this mean? अच्छा, what is r?
R is real numbers.
Set of all real numbers. ठीक है?
Yeah.
So difference of sets हमने पढ़ा है. R minus this set. What does this mean? कि R में से 1 और 2 remove कर दो and बाकी जो भी elements हैं that are the values of x. Right? So this particular thing or this particular constraint is known as the domain of fx. ठीक है? अगर मैं तुमको एक function देता हूँ 1 upon x minus 1. Can you put x equal to 1 in this particular function? You cannot put, right? अगर x को 1 डालोगे तो the denominator wala term will get 0 and the whole thing will get infinite. Yeah. So if this function has to be defined, what I'll say is that the domain is the real numbers तो जितने exist करते हैं, you take that, but except 1. ठीक है? That is the domain of this function. If I say y is equal to 1 upon x minus 1, so range क्या होती है कि मैं x की जो भी values डाल रहा हूँ, ठीक है, उसके लिए y की वैल्यू क्या है? What, right? How is the function responding to the values of x? So this is domain and this is range. ठीक है? Let's write the definition. So A and B वाला एग्जाम्पल ही कंटिन्यू करते हैं, डोमेन एंड रेंज. Okay, look at this example and tell me what is the domain and range.
1 and 2 is domain, and
And this is 5 and 2 is connected to 6.
5 and 6 are
5
linked.
and 6 are linked.
ठीक है, correct. Sanskriti, any doubt? The domain for this is 1, 2 and for this is 5 and 6. Okay. All clear in relation? Kuch doubt hai? You now know what are relations, you know what is domain and range, you now know if A has some elements, B has some elements, how do you calculate the number of relations? Okay. So the next type is like the next part is actually types of relation. So the very first is void relation. Now, as the name suggests, कि इस relation में there are like no element. ठीक है? So let's take the example of this class. ठीक है? तो Smera and Sanskriti are the students in this class. Can you make a relation which has no elements in it?
Number of boys in this class.
Right, number of boys in this class. Okay, so that's a void relation because it's a relation but it has no elements in it. Okay, that's a constraint ना कि we are looking for the boys but boys है ही नहीं class में, तो उस relation में no elements, there are no elements present. Okay, so no element is related with each other. I remember when I was studying this chapter, no, so sir gave the example as number of intelligent students in the class. He gave that example in the void relation. Shallow. Okay. The next thing is identity relation. You know what is identity relation? हाँ, identity function सुना है क्या तुमने कभी?
Function we had done, types of function.
Okay. Identity relation. नाम से क्या लग रहा है? क्या हो सकता है?
Maybe
See,
like
identity. हाँ.
one
हाँ.
element is connected to only one other element or something.
Okay, close.
Or like connected, everything is connected to the same element.
Right, everything connected to itself is an identity relation. Sanskriti connected to Sanskriti, Smera connected to Smera. That is identity relation. So R is an and mind it, I am writing only. Okay. If there is a relation which has Smera connected to Sanskriti, so that will not be an identity relation. I mean, identity mein only it has to be like that. Okay. So
So the function we did was f of x is equal to x.
Which function? F of x is equal to x.
Identity function.
Right, correct. That is why I was asking कि you know about this or not. अच्छा, so identity relation अगर मैं A और B बनाऊं, ठीक है, 1 2 and 3, 1 2 and 3. So will it look like this? कि उस relation के elements will look like this? Yes. Every element is related to itself. If I make a line 1 to 2, then will that be a identity relation? No. Okay. So the next question, like the next part, is reflexive relation. So reflexive relation is same as identity relation, but it allows different elements as well. मतलब वो ये बोलता है कि 1,1, 2,2, 3,3 होने ही होने चाहिए, but 1,2, 1,3 will also be accepted. ठीक है? So only वाला word will remove, and rest everything remains the same. So R is a reflexive relation. I'll soon buy that cursive wala handwriting book, which we used to get in 2nd grade or 3rd grade. Acha, you got that holiday homework wala thing? Ki you have to complete that cursive notebook.
What?
In your lower grades.
So your voice was breaking. Could you repeat?
I'm saying, did you get that cursive writing wala holiday homework in your grade 1 and 2?
Yeah.
That was very. So तुम लोग वो खुद से करते थे क्या पूरा? You used to get 100 pages.
Sir, primary mein we were all good students. We did our homework ourselves. Secondary se division of homework started.
Division in the sense, now who does your homework?
Like we have a group, so we divided.
That happens in every what do you call, every online paper. ये सारा पेपर हम खुद से कभी सॉल्व नहीं करते हैं. अच्छा, so reflexive relation is 1 से 1, 2 से 2 and 3 से 3, but it also applies कि like it also allows कि Smera can be connected to Sanskriti. ठीक है? Done, written, Sanskriti.
Yes, sir.
How many done? 3 done, no? The 4th one is symmetric relation. ये तो पता होगा, I guess. You know what is symmetric relation? It's like कि अगर A, B belongs to R, मतलब एक relation है, उसमें A, B exist करता है. So B, A भी अगर exist करेगा for every A, B, ठीक है? For every A, B, अगर B, A exist करता है, in that relation only, then we say that this relation is symmetric relation. ठीक है? So if A, B belongs to R, then B, A must belong to R. and you have to learn all of these terms by heart. I mean, you should know symmetric relation क्या होता है. Okay, it's not that theoretical वाला part. I am recording or not? Yes. Transitive relation. So if A comma B belongs to R and B comma C also belongs to R, then A comma C must belong to R. सर ये क्या केमिस्ट्री जैसे डिवीजन कर दी कि ये होना चाहिए वो होना चाहिए.
Sir, can you give an example?
You tell me the example. अरे A comma B देखो end element is related. If A comma B belongs to R, so B comma C भी है. अच्छा, let me give with the numbers itself. Let's say 1 comma 2 है, ठीक है, ये R में already present है. 2 comma 3 है, ठीक है. So अगर इस relation, अरे एक तो मैंने relative लिख दिया. अगर इस relation को transitive होना है, so what should be the element present? हाँ, अच्छा, what is A, B and C?
So A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3.
So I'm saying अगर A comma B belongs to R and B comma C also belongs to R, so both of these belongs to R, then A comma C should also belong to R. So 1 comma 3 अगर इसमें present है, that means it's a transitive relation.
So this is a 3 set wala relation.
3 set वाला relation. No. 3 elements है इसलिए 3 set वाला relation. ऐसा सोच रहे हो? देखो wait. If I have a set A and I have a set B, ठीक है, set A में 1 2 3 है, set B में 1 2 3 है, ठीक है. अब एक्चुअली क्या है, बहुत सारे रिलेशंस पॉसिबल है. जैसा आपने देखा 2 to the power mn रिलेशंस पॉसिबल है. नाउ व्हाट दे हैव डन इज दे हैव टर्म्ड सम रिलेशंस जो थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड यूज होते हैं, ठीक है. सो सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन इज कि अगर कोई रिलेशन प्रेजेंट है, ठीक है, अगर तुमने कोई रिलेशन बनाया तो क्या वो रिलेशन सिमेट्रिक है. अगर वो रिलेशन सिमेट्रिक है तो उसको एक कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करनी पड़ती है कि 1 comma 2 अगर एग्जिस्ट करता है, आई मीन फॉर एवरी A comma B देयर शुड बी B comma A प्रेजेंट, ठीक है. अब लेट्स से मैंने एक रिलेशन बनाया कि 1 2 से रिलेटेड है, ठीक है, 2 3 से रिलेटेड है और 3 1 से रिलेटेड है. मैंने कुछ भी सोचा और मैंने बोला कि यार मैंने एक रिलेशन बनाया, उसमें मेरे पास जो एलिमेंट्स है दैट इज 1 comma 2 2 comma 3 एंड 3 comma 1, ठीक है. अब बाहर से कोई साइंटिस्ट आया, उसने बोला कि क्या ये रिलेशन ट्रांजिटिव है, तो बताओ ये रिलेशन ट्रांजिटिव है या नहीं. उन्होंने एक कॉमन टर्म कर दिया कि तुम्हारा रिलेशन ये पैरामीटर सेटिस्फाई कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है, ठीक है. सो तुमको क्या डाउट था कि ये 3 सेट वाला रिलेशन है? नहीं, ये 3 सेट वाला नहीं है, 2 सेट से भी बन सकता है, ठीक है. समझ आया? 1 comma 2 A comma B B comma C, तो A comma C मतलब इसको ऐसे समझ लो, A comma B है, B comma C है, तो ये दोनों को एलिमिनेट कर दो और A और C होना चाहिए. That is it.
So the example there you gave 1 comma 2 2 comma 3 3 comma 1, that is not a transitive still, no?
That is not a
1 comma
transitive relation. 1 comma 3
comma
actually correct. ठीक है. Should I change the slide? Symmetric समझ आ गया, transitive समझ आ गया, बहुत easy है. Boring लग रहा है क्या chapter?
No, sir.
Okay sir, अब कैसा भी हो पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही. ये बात भी actually सही है. Okay, so the next relation is actually equivalence relation और वो बाकी चीजों से related है. Sixth one, okay. एक बार हम क्वेश्चंस करेंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी से समझ आ जाएगा. So equivalence relation is a relation which is symmetric, reflexive and transitive. Symmetric, reflexive and transitive. RST. So a relation which is all of these three is known as a equivalence relation. Okay, let's quickly revise. Reflexive क्या होता है? Sanskriti, what are reflexive relations?
So when an element is related to itself,
Okay, Smera, what are symmetric relations?
The relations in which if A comma B is an element, then B comma A must be an element as well.
Okay, transitive में it's like A comma B, B comma C, and then A comma C should exist. ठीक है? और equivalence is that all of the elements that particular relation should satisfy all of these conditions. ठीक है? So let's do an example. So let's say एक relation मैंने बनाया and it has the elements 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 3 comma 3 and 2 comma 3. You have to tell whether it is reflexive, symmetric, transitive और equivalence. अच्छा, equivalence होगा तो बाकी के तीन भी होंगे, right? So is this relation reflexive?
Yes.
पक्का? कैसे?
Like it's connected to one element only, and we said like it's not the only condition is not there, so that's why.
Right. So 1 comma 1 exist करता है and 3 comma 3 exist करता है, right? So that means it's a reflexive relation. What about symmetric?
Sir, in class our teacher said that all the elements should follow.
No. If each and every element of set A is connected to itself. So 1 second, what example I've given to you?
So in that 2 comma 2 was not.
2 comma 3 is also there, kya? So 1 comma 1, 3 comma 3 and 2
But 2
comma
comma
3.
2 is not.
right? And that also belongs to set A. Yes, that should be there. So 2 comma 2 should be there. One second. No. Wait 1 second. 1 second. It's not like that each and every element. It's like कि जो भी element है that has to be connected with itself. ठीक है? Is defined as set of a reflexive if x comma x belongs to R. Wait, give me a second. Let me just confirm this. Right. So 2 comma 2 must be there. वो क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ 2 comma 3 लिखा हुआ है, right? So 2 belongs to set A in this case. So 2 comma 2 must be there. अच्छा, what about symmetric now? Not symmetric. So 1 comma 2 exist कर रहा है, but 2 comma 1 is not existing, right? So it's not symmetric. What about transitive? Not transitive. अच्छा, what if I add 1 comma 3 to it? Is it transitive now?
Yes.
What about equivalence?
Because it's not symmetric.
Because it's not symmetric, so it will not be an equivalence relation as well.
Sir, I had a doubt.
How is it transitive?
Like the 1 comma 1 is there and 1 comma 2 is there. If we see for the transit, it will be 1 comma 2 only.
1 comma 2 should also be there, correct? So 1 comma, अच्छा 1 comma 1, हाँ तो 1 comma 2 है ना already.
That's
right.
what I'm asking. So like that can be counted as transitive.
Yes, that will be counted as transitive. Yes, Sanskriti, what doubt you are having कि transitive कैसे है?
Got it.
Okay. Equivalence इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि symmetric है. Symmetric नहीं है actually. Okay, the next question is consider a set of human beings. I guess everybody knows who are human beings. Okay. So let's say it's a set like this is H1 and this is H2. These are two sets. So H1 is related to H2 if H1 is a sister of H2. Okay. H1 and H2 are two human beings wala set. So H1 is related to H2 only if H1 is a sister of H2. Okay. So you have to tell whether this is reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and equivalence.
It's not reflexive.
It's not reflexive. कैसे?
You cannot be a sister of yourself.
Right. ठीक है. So it's not reflexive. Correct. What about symmetric?
And that's not equivalent also.
So it can be symmetric.
It can be symmetric. पक्का?
Yes, sir.
नहीं, ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है कि let's say if one person considers her to be a sister and
हाँ,
the other person does not.
ऐसे कैसे
नहीं.
sister होता है? Consideration थोड़ी होता है.
If H1 is sister of H2, H2 can also be sister of H1.
नहीं, I am saying कि
Provided-
H1 considers H2 to be a sister, but H2 does not considers that. अच्छा, ठीक है, correct. Symmetric होगा, ठीक है. This is all nonsense. हाँ. What about transitive? That's a good one. Transitive के लिए सोचो.
Yeah, it will be transitive.
It will be. पक्का?
Yeah, like if 2 is a sister of 1 and 3 is a sister of 2, then 1 and 3 are also sisters, right?
Okay. Sanskriti, what do you say?
Sir, I don't know.
Are? You should know it. Either it's a yes or a no.
Yeah, it will be transitive. It will be transitive.
It will be
Transitive.
transitive. Achha. Let me counter this. Let's say 1, 2 are sisters. ठीक है? And 2, 1 are sisters. तो 1, 1 sister है या नहीं है?
Oh, sir. Yes.
Correct example, right? 1, 2 are sisters, and since it's a symmetric function, symmetric relation, I can say 1, 2. So 2, 1 also exist, and 2, 1 exist. So 1, 1 does not exist. So it's not transitive. और reflexive भी नहीं है, transitive भी नहीं है, so equivalence भी नहीं है.
But sir,
Yes.
I found out like the relation is H1 is sister of H2 ऐसा. So 1, 2, but 2, 1 also we can write. How I don't understand.
You are thinking कि 1, 1 कैसे आ जाएगा? मतलब human 1 और human 2 तो अलग अलग है, ऐसा you are thinking?
हाँ.
मतलब are you thinking it कि H1 में जो number of मतलब H1 में जो humans हैं वो H2 में नहीं है, right?
हाँ.
Are you thinking like that? But it's not like that. मैंने बोला कि कोई set of human beings consider कर लो. So
H1 and H2 both can have same humans also.
I am saying कि H1 is a set of all the human beings on the earth. Similarly, H2 is a set which has all the human beings on the earth.
Oh, yeah, understood.
Sir, I had a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, is it necessary that all the elements should follow these properties, or even if one follows, still it will be?
नहीं, as we saw, देखो, I'll tell you one thing. अगर elements exist करते हैं and they are satisfying that property, ठीक है? Let's say 1, 1, 1, 2. अच्छा, let me give you like this. कि 1, 1 है, 1, 2 है, and I'm saying you 2, 2. So for every relation, you can term whether it is transitive, रिफ्लेक्सिव और सिमेट्रिक, ठीक है। सो मुझे ये बताओ अभी ये रिलेशन सिमेट्रिक है क्या, सॉरी रिफ्लेक्सिव है क्या, पहले बताओ रिफ्लेक्सिव है,
Yes, sir.
इट्स रिफ्लेक्सिव राइट। व्हाट अबाउट ट्रांजिटिव,
No, sir.
नॉट ट्रांजिटिव,
So because 2, 1 is not there.
सो व्हाई वी नीड 2, 1,
Sorry, sir.
व्हाई डू वी नीड 2, 1?
The symmetric के लिए A, B is related to R.
I'm talking for transitive sir, अच्छा symmetric it's not there, ठीक है। transitive,
अच्छा, symmetric right है for symmetric. Transitive is it's transitive.
ठीक है, it's transitive. So the thing is कि जो भी elements हैं अगर वो उस condition को satisfy कर रहे हैं तो that means they are transitive. If they are not satisfying that means they are not transitive. ठीक है, let's say एक relation में there are only 2 elements, so of course transitive तो नहीं है, right? But depends on the elements as well. अगर मैं 1, 1 और 1, 1 ही दे दूं, ठीक है, तो ये एक इक्विवेलेंस रिलेशन है, सिमेट्रिक भी है, रिफ्लेक्सिव भी है और ट्रांजिटिव भी है, ठीक है। सो हाँ, या फिर केवल 1, 1 भी दूंगा तो भी हो जाएगा, ठीक है। लेट्स डू वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस। Consider a set of integers. Okay, A is related to B if A is less than equal to B cube. So again, you have to tell me whether it's reflexive, symmetric. Yes, people. Is it reflexive?
Yes, sir, it will be reflective.
It will be reflexive. Smera?
I'm confused.
As I have written, consider a set of integers. Integers. Okay. So integers में negative numbers भी होते हैं. Quickly, reflexive तो easy है यार.
reflexive.
It's not reflexive.
How will you get like every integer wala like 1, 1, 2,
No, no. See, if you say that it's not reflexive, then you have to give basically a test case or something so that we can check कि ये reflexive नहीं है. अच्छा, how do you judge these types of questions? A is less than equal to B cube. So अगर मुझे reflexive judge करना है, so I'll test on मतलब I'll test on things like 1,1, 2,2, -1, -1, -3, -3. So for all set of integers, is this relation satisfied or not? So -3, -3 पे check करो. Yes or no?
No.
So that means it's not reflexive. And the case is -3, -3.
-2, -2 also we can take.
हाँ, there are a whole set of negative integers. -1 के बाद जो भी integers आएंगे, they'll not satisfy this relation. So it's not reflexive. What about symmetric now? Symmetric also is pretty easy.
Yes.
It is symmetric.
Yeah, like if we take AS2, BS. Oh, no, no.
See, in order to say no, I have to find only one test case, right? Only one case where it's not satisfying. Then I can say that it's not symmetric.
It's not symmetric.
No, not symmetric.
Tell me one case where it's not symmetric.
So -2, -3, -3, -.
1 second. -2, -3. So -2, -3. So वो तो exist कर भी नहीं रहा है वैसे भी. -2 is less than equal to -3 का cube. That's not satisfying, no?
Yes, sir.
Symmetric says कि A, B अगर exist कर रहा है set में, I mean if it's there in the relation, then B, A भी होना चाहिए. So पहले वो एक, yeah.
BS2, BS8, that 2 is less than equal to 8 cube. But then if you take 8 as A,
Correct, this works. No, but that will also do, no?
yeah, I realized later 8 is less than equal to 8. So 3 and
What
8.
if, right, that is what I was about to say. So 3 and 8, they are related, right? That makes ki this is not symmetric. So it'll be like 2, 8, sorry, 3, 8 and 8, 3 are the ones, or that's one of the test case in which it is failing. Arey, but 1 second, it's even satisfying on that, no? It is.
How?
So 3 का cube will become 27. So 8 will be smaller than 27.
8 is less than
27
equal to
less
3
than-
cube, right? And 8 ka cube is less than equal, is greater than equal to 3. It's satisfying, no? Array 3 and 8, right? So 3 is less than equal to 8 cube.
Yes.
And
Sir.
8 is less than equal to 3 cube.
Huh.
That's correct.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Acha, now I will give a test case. Okay. So 1, 2 and 2, 1.
Yeah.
That makes it non-symmetric.
Yes.
Okay, what about transitive quickly? Sir, this is even more tougher. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. Okay.
Sir, 2, 1, 3, 2, and 2, 2.
1 second. 2, 1.
3, 2, and 2, 2.
And 2, 2. Okay. 3, 2, 2, 1. Where is 3, 1?
One test
Where?
case you want.
Yeah. So
B,
what
B.
I am saying is, acha, if I write it as 3, 2, 2, 1. So you have to say 3, 1, na?
Acha.
Getting my point or not?
Yeah, but still it's not satisfying because 2, 1 is not satisfying.
हाँ, so this will not be a part then. तो transitive बनेगा ही नहीं तुम्हारा function. तुम्हें दो ऐसे ढूंढने हैं that are related to each other and that also satisfy the relation, है ना? And उससे जो third relation बन रहा है that is not satisfying. What is the definition of transitive? A, B exist कर रहा है, B, C भी exist कर रहा है, but A, C exist अगर नहीं कर रहा है that means it's not transitive. Should I give the test case or you want to crack it?
1 minute.
वैसे I feel these kind of problems are actually fun. Love, you have to find out.
-3, 2, -4, -3, and -3, -3.
-3 comma 2, then
-4 comma -3
uh,
and -2 comma -3.
Smera, how can I get -2 comma -3 from this relation?
Sorry, what?
How will I get -2 comma -3 from this relation?
I said last one -3 comma -3.
-3 comma हाँ तो भी कैसे होगा? These elements have to be same, no? Then you can relate these two: A comma B, B comma C, and then C A comma C. That is what
Yeah.
it says. So if you are saying -3 comma -2, मतलब -4 comma -3 होगा, -3 comma 2 होगा,
Yeah.
तो इस yeah.
Okay, -2 comma -3 also exist.
Send me the entire thing again. Like tell me the entire thing again.
No, it won't work. I understand.
As it's difficult to crack, it will take time. So I'll give you the test case. It's 9 comma 5. ठीक है, 5 comma 2. Check both of these satisfy the relation or not.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Both are satisfying. So अब इनसे transitive जो function आएगा, what will I get? What will I get if
9 comma 2.
9 comma 2? Does that exist?
No.
No. So that means it's not transitive. You want to try one more? Yeah, sir, it's too much headache.
It'll take ages to crack.
No. If you practice these types of question, you'll definitely you'll be able to crack. And at the end, cheating तो है ही कि यार तेरे को कोई मिल गया तो बता दे मेरे को. But actually, if you have MCQ in your final exams, no, maximum of them they ask these types of questions. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा it's difficult. एक और एग्जाम्पल करना है? चलो ठीक है. So A is related to B if 1 plus AB is greater than 0. That's actually small b.
What is the set?
You can take it as integers or real numbers. A and B are both real numbers वाला set. Or rather, to make it easy, we can take it as integers also. Integers ले लो. तो
We have to answer on chat or
whatever you want. Like, tell me whether it's reflexive or not.
first one? Yeah, it's reflexive.
It's reflexive. So Smera says that it's reflexive. Okay. Then symmetric.
Sir, I don't
Yes,
think
Sanskriti, do you agree कि reflexive होगा?
Sir, I don't think so it's reflective.
You don't think so?
नहीं रुको एक मिनट.
Symmetric? Yes, symmetric ना
हाँ,
actually it's very easy. देखो A
Sir,
times B है.
Yeah, it won't be symmetric.
It won't be symmetric.
reflective.
Because if we take A as negative, B as positive.
So Smera, the thing is A comma B should exist in that and then B comma A should exist. तुम वो क्यों सोच रही हो कि -2 and -2 and 3, so वो तो ऑटोमेटिकली है ही नहीं ना उस रिलेशन में. Are you getting my point? एक चीज एग्जिस्ट करनी चाहिए एंड उसका रिवर्स एग्जिस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. See, you are saying -2 and 3. So -2 and 3, is it satisfying this relation? No. So symmetric का definition क्या है? अगर A, B exist, A, B exist करता है तो B, A exist करना चाहिए. And what you are saying is कि सर A, B exist नहीं कर रहा है और B, A भी exist नहीं कर रहा है, तो ठीक है ना, तो symmetric होंगे भी नहीं. I mean तब तो symmetric possible है.
We have
So
to
it
think
is
of a case in which A and B is there, but B and A is not.
exactly same goes for transitive. A, B exist करता है, B, C भी exist करता है and A, C exist नहीं कर रहा है. अच्छा, tell me, A into B या B into A, is it same? A times B and B times A. Whatever I take B and A as, will be always be same,
Yes, sir.
right? If you take 2 times 3 and 3 times 2, same ही आएगा आंसर.
Yes,
So अगर कोई भी A, B exist कर रहा है तो obviously B, A भी exist करेगा, क्योंकि multiplication is like it does not matter कि तुम पहला किससे multiply कर रहे हो या बाद में किससे multiply कर रहे हो. So it will be symmetric. ठीक है. Transitive.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it will be transitive.
Sir, it is transitive.
It is transitive.
Yes, sir.
Okay. -1, 0, does that exist? -1, 0 satisfy this, right?
No.
No?
Wait.
Why no?
Yes, it does. Sorry.
0, 8.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So -1, 8.
No.
ठीक है. So you want only one absurd case जो इसको satisfy नहीं करता होगा. ठीक है. Think of the other side. देखो कुछ चीजें ना इतना टफ भी नहीं आएगा एग्जाम में, बट हाँ we should train our mind in such a way कि ऐसा भी कुछ आ जाए तो we are able to do it. अच्छा, अब ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चंस ना they are generally of 1 या 2 marks. ठीक है. So अगर ऐसा वाला क्वेश्चन तुम्हें देख के लग रहा है कि यार मुझे बहुत सारा कुछ सोचना पड़ेगा, then leave it for the end. देखो इट्स लाइक कि यस और नो वाला ही तुक्का है ना. तो अगर तुम्हारा लक अच्छा है, सो इफ यू पुट यस you get the answer, you get the marks. If you don't put yes, you don't get the marks. ठीक है. ओके, बाकी के दो जो मैंने नीचे लिखे हैं उसमें क्विकली बता दो, स्क्रीन पे देख के बता दो कि whether it's reflexive, symmetric, transitive or not. So first one for Smera, second one for Sanskriti.
It's reflexive.
It's reflexive.
It's not symmetric.
It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric. It's not symmetric.
It's not transitive.
It's not transitive. 2 comma 2, 2 comma 1, so 2 comma 1 does not exist.
Any one is also there, then we can say. I thought like
No, 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 no,
everything
no. Everything should.
Yeah, so no, like 1 1 and 2 2. So 1 2 is not there.
Smera, you are still doing it wrong. 1 1 and 2 2.
No, yeah, I get confused. Sorry.
A comma B, B comma C, and then A comma C. So you check from
Yeah.
2 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. So 2 comma 1 is
Comma
not existing.
Yeah,
That is why it's not transitive.
it is transitive.
My bad. 2 comma तुम्हारे साथ यार मैं भी थोड़ा सा confused हो गया actually. So हाँ 2 comma 1 does exist and it's transitive.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Sir, how is it
Yes,
transitive?
Sanskriti.
Sir, how is it transitive? Except that if we think about 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, then 1 comma 2.
Sanskrit, it's really hard to hear you.
Sir, I'm saying since 1 comma 1 is there and 2 comma 2 is there, 1 comma 2 should also be there.
I cannot see 2 comma 2 Sanskriti anywhere in this.
She's saying my wala thing
Sir,
only. 1
the
comma
second
1
wala
and 2
question
comma 2 is there, so 1 comma 2 should also be there.
also be there.
Arey where 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, I'm not finding first part or second part.
So the one Smera is doing.
The one Smera is doing, what confusion do you have in that?
Sir, in that we have 1 comma 1.
Yes.
We have 2 comma 2.
Yes.
But we don't have 1 comma 2.
So
how
why
is
should
it
we
transitive?
have 1 comma 2, guys? 1 comma 1
Sir,
is
A
there.
comma
एक minute. A comma B, if
A
you're
comma-
taking it as this.
अच्छा, then it should also okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Finally, समझ आ रहा है ना यार, ऐसा मत करो तुम लोग. Quickly, the second one.
Sir, it's not reflexive.
It's not reflexive. Smera, check this one if it's reflexive or not.
Not reflexive.
क्यों नहीं है?
2 comma 2
Because
is not.
2 doesn't exist.
अच्छा, if I say कि ये element नहीं है, तो will it be reflexive now?
Yes.
ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है ना कि वो 2 होना जरूरी है. मतलब अगर 2 A वाले सेट में है, then 2 comma 2 has to exist. ठीक है, what was the number behind this? I forgot.
2 comma 1.
2 comma 1. That's right. Yeah. Nice. 2 comma 1. So Sanskriti, correct. It's not reflexive. What about symmetric?
It's not symmetric.
It's not symmetric. Why so low? Yes, it is not symmetric. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा गलती तो होगा यार, कोई बात नहीं. Transitive तो बहुत सोच के बोलना तुम लोग. सर 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 1 comma 2 क्यों नहीं है सर? सोचो आराम से.
I have to answer. Sanskrit has to answer.
I'm just
Sir, it's
praying
not
whoever answers it correct.
It
Sir,
is.
it's not
It is not. One is saying not, one is saying it is.
I'm saying it is.
Acha Sanskriti, why it is not?
Sir, 2 comma 1 is there and 1 comma 1 is there,
Okay.
but 2 comma 1 is not there.
2
Not there. Correct. 2 comma is not there. You first said 2 comma 1 is there, 1 comma 1 is there, and 2 comma 1 is not there.
अच्छा, अरे यार.
See, such contradictory statements you give. Sir, 2 comma 1 is there, 1 comma 1 is there, but 2 comma 1 is not there.
We are going to lose marks in this.
No. Are you have to score marks in this. Okay, so it is transitive.
Yeah.
All right, all clear about reflexive, symmetric, and transitive and equivalence relation. You know what are relations now. You know how to calculate the number of relations. ठीक है, कोई confusion नहीं है. 1 second, let me check the time. Okay. Do we need a break?
How much is left for today? It depends on that.
I was expecting कि we'll complete functions also. Not really sure if we can. Yes, tell me.
I don't mind anything.
We don't mind anything. Sanskriti?
Sir, I can also, I don't need a break. I can also do it.
Very nice. Okay. All right. How many of you have completed this chapter in school?
So we just started this chapter. We didn't do much.
Okay. ठीक है. अच्छा पक्का तुम सिमेट्रिक ट्रांजिटिव और ये गलत तो करके नहीं आओगे ना?
No, sir.
For sure. I am still finding one more question. कि अगर मिल जाए तो let's do one more and then go ahead. अच्छा चलो one last question. अब now I want correct answers from both of you. ठीक है? So consider a set A. There's a set A. ठीक है? X belongs to Z. Do you know what are Z?
Integers.
So X belongs to Z. And or you can write one more condition. It is such that X belongs to 0 to 12. Yeah. So X belongs to 12. X belongs to Z. And it is like this. Okay. Now there's a relation A comma B. So mod of A minus B is a multiple of 4. Yes, reflexive or not. Do not overthink, guys. Reflexive is clearly visible. I mean, Overthinking is also dangerous.
No, it won't be reflexive.
Sanskriti. Why it won't be? Acha, whenever you say no, tell me what test case is failing. Which test case is failing?
4, 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So it is not a multiple of 4.
Really? 0 is not a multiple of 4.
No, multiple starts from like 4, 8, 12.
No. Who said you this? 4 times 0. अरे 0 का टेबल नहीं सीखा है तुम लोगों ने? 0 1 is 0, 0 2 is 0. 4 zeros is also 0. 0 is multiple of every number.
Oh, okay.
So will it be reflexive or not?
It will be.
Sanskriti? I have told that 0 is a multiple of 4. Still you are confused. Every element is related to itself. है ना? Reflexive relation means that only. Na?
Yes, sir.
So when every element is subtracted from itself, the answer would be 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So if it's a yes, that means it's also a yes for reflexive, na?
So what he care, but why did you give this first package then?
Sorry?
So you gave that first bracket A equals to 1.
Array A comma B, that's the way you write it. For every A comma B which exists in the relation, A and B have to satisfy a condition that mod of A minus B is a multiple of 4. That is what it means.
So not that one, the one before that.
Which one then?
So X wala, that 0 is less than equal to X.
Array, that's a condition on X कि X 0 से 12 के बीच में है. That's it. अरे मतलब that means you have to look for integers which are in between 0 to 12 and look for only that test cases.
Okay.
Okay. Finally, okay. So yes for reflexive.
Yes, sir.
Symmetric. Sanskriti symmetric.
Sir, एक minute. Yes, sir.
Pakka.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Symmetric. Transitive.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is transitive.
Sure guys. Transitive है.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for one correct answer. Achha, so is it equivalence?
Yes, sir.
All right, finally we got one equivalence relation. Cool. Acha, make sure you tell me in the next class that there is a way to write these questions. ठीक है? तुमने linear programming में भी I guess
लीनियर वाला भी बाकी है।
हाँ वो मुझे याद आ गया अभी। ठीक है। So let me write it on one slide. I'll write it at the end. ठीक है? अच्छा, now what are functions? Relation समझ आ गया ना सबको? Finally, what are functions? Let me write the definition once. So let's say there's a function a to b, right? So we call it a function if each and every element of set A is connected to a unique element in set B. What I'm saying is कि A के जो भी elements हैं that are connected to a unique element in set B, that is each element of A should have only one image in B. Okay, tell me whether it's a function or not.
No, sir.
See, what I'm saying is कि अगर A से B एक function defined है, right? So A के पास जितने भी elements हैं, that has to be connected in B. ठीक है? मतलब 1 के regarding A की image होनी चाहिए, right? And सारे elements A के B से connected होने चाहिए. ठीक है? So that means 1 2B से connected है, 3C से connected है, 4C से connected है. ठीक है? So मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, सारे elements A के are they connected with B? Yes, and every element of A has only one image in B. मतलब every element of A has a unique image in B.
Yes.
So 3 and 4 have the same image.
समझ आया?
Yes.
Every element of A is connected and every element of A has a unique image in B. ठीक है. You want to write it down or you have written it already? एक बार ये डायग्राम भी बना लो. Okay, let's see how much do you understand about this definition. So let's say there's a set A, there's a set B. Okay, there's only one element in set A, and there are like 2 elements in set B. ठीक है? Tell me, is it a function?
No, sir.
No.
No. Why no?
Because
One has two
one has two images.
One has 2 images. One should have only one image. ठीक है? So it's not a function. ठीक है? The next thing is, let's say we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1 is connected to 4, 2 is connected to 4. Is this a function?
No.
No, sir.
Now,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Pakka?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. So it's a function now. A and B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1 is connected to 4, 2 is connected to 4, 5, 3, 6. Is it a function?
No, sir.
Why no?
Two has
So
two
because
images.
two is connected to two elements only.
ठीक है. So B can have multiple things, right? 4 मतलब 4 can be connected to 2 images of A, right? B can have multiple images, but if we say if there is a function from A to B, then A के पास only unique images होने चाहिए B में, right? अच्छा, if you are saying no, so that is for a function of A to B, right?
Yes.
If I say that is it a function from B to A, then what will be the answer?
It's still no because 4 is connected
Sorry,
to
sorry.
1 and 2.
I'm saying B to A.
Still no. 4 is connected to 1 and
Two.
Still no, right? In this case also no. ठीक है. In this case it's no. What about this case? First one, B to A.
yes.
Yes, it is a function.
In this case, B to A.
No.
No, because
No,
B
no.
के elements ही सारे मतलब उनका image नहीं है, right? So you are clear about functions now. कि functions कैसे identify करना है, ठीक है? Every set from A to B, so A should have a unique image in B, ठीक है? And every element of A should be related. So there are only 2 conditions. All right, so there are different types of functions as well. Let's write it. Classification of functions. So the first thing is 1, 1, 1 function. Also we call these as 1-to-1 function or injective functions. So as the name suggests, 1-to-1 functions are हर element किसी एक element से connected है, ठीक है? हर element किसी 2 element से connected नहीं है, हर element केवल एक element से connected है. The second is many to one. So many to one में क्या होगा?
More than one element of A are connected to one element of B.
Right. Sorry, repeat that again.
So more than one element of A are connected to one element of B.
Right. So this, and let's say this. Okay, so this is a many one function. And do remember this name, 1-to-1 function is also known as injective function. Okay, the third one is into function. So into function are those functions when the elements in B are left out. मतलब ऐसा कोई भी एलिमेंट नहीं है A में जिसकी इमेज B के कोई एलिमेंट से मैच कर रही है. I mean rather diagram से ज्यादा बेटर समझ आएगा. So A and B 1 2 3 4, let's say 1 2 and 3. I connect this with this, this with this, this with this and this with this. ठीक है. So A के तो सारे एलिमेंट्स कनेक्टेड होने चाहिए B में, राइट? बट अगर B के एलिमेंट की कोई इमेज नहीं है, in that case we call this that it is an into function. Are you getting my point? एक एलिमेंट या एक से ज्यादा एलिमेंट B में अगर खाली रह गए हैं, उनकी इमेज नहीं है, that means we call it as a into function. The last is onto function. So onto function is just opposite to into function. It's like each and every element of A has some image in B. ठीक है.
So 1 function is a special type of onto function.
No. Let's say इसके आगे मैं दो एलिमेंट्स और ऐड करता हूँ. It's still 1 1.
I thought 1 means like exact same number.
No. Not same number of elements. It's like every element of A has only, like it is connected to only one image in B. So it's like this. Try to understand this with the help of many to one. Many to one is many elements of A are connected to one B. 1 to 1 is one element and one element of B.
So the fourth one, how is it a function because the first element of A is connected to two elements in B?
Yeah.
So it's not a function, right? Nice observation. So I'll have to connect it like 1 to 1. Now an onto function. So इसके नीचे लिख लेना no element left in B. ठीक है. And these types of functions are also known as surjective. Injective and surjective. Done. Write one note. 1 1 and onto functions. 1 1 and onto मतलब दोनों conditions they have to satisfy. So 1 1 and onto functions are bijective. And again, you have to learn these terminologies by heart. So make sure that in the next class you know all of these terminologies. Guys,
What?
yeah. Bijective. B-I-J-E-C-T-I-V-E. What I have written, let me check. It's bijective only, no? See, very nice handwriting I have.
B-I-J-E-C.
J for J. J. What does it look like? Y? It looks
I
like
thought
Y.
it's an S, like a teda meda S, because the J ka dot
Oh,
was not there.
Arey, you make dot also. I never make dot. Guys, what do you think? Should we have one more class? Because one एक class में ना we don't feel that connectivity वाला thing. Next class आती है एक week बाद. Do you have your classes on Saturday? Na? You have already class on Saturday. I don't want to take your Sunday. चलो ठीक है. Let's keep
Just
it this way.
ask ma'am if she can keep one more math class only na from Monday to Saturday के बीच में.
हाँ मतलब what do you guys feel? What I feel is कि एक week का gap हो जाता है ना, then we don't get that sync जो पिछली क्लास में पढ़ा था और अभी पढ़ा था.
Like now we are having this week we have 3 chem classes, 2 physics and 1 maths. We could have 2 na each.
So next week there are 2 math classes.
2 maths classes on which days?
Ma'am has updated.
So on Tuesday that is 17 and on Thursday that is 19.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right.
So Tuesday it says it's relation and function and 19 it says inverse trigonometry.
Hmm. But it's still
Yeah,
like it's only for the next week. From the very next week, like after this week,
it's
we'll
not
have
updated.
only.
It's
Not mentioned.
I'm saying we'll have only classes on Thursdays. So let's see. I'll also ask ma'am because that is what I
After today
particularly
we have
feel
4 days gap.
today. Sorry.
After today's class we have 4 days gap.
4
How?
days gap.
Today's 12, right? So Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days.
No.
Tuesday we have maths again.
We don't
Maths
have class on Saturday. This
We
Saturday.
have class. Chem we have.
No, 4 days gap means maths classes के बीच में 4 days का gap है.
Are tell me this Saturday do we have a class?
We have chem class on Saturday.
Chemistry
You
class.
have chem class. Okay. And for the next week we have Tuesday and Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Also, sir, the next Thursday class, can it be 2 to 5 instead of 3 to 6?
Fine. What do
I
you
had
think?
asked
3 to
last-
6? What do you think? 3 to 6 wali classes if we do in 2 to 5? Will that suit you
No, but
guys?
that day I was telling because I have a dentist appointment at 5:30. That's why.
Okay. Because 2 to 5 is actually a better time for me as well. Okay. Yeah, we can keep it on 2 to 5.
Math
Well,
classes then we can keep this month 2 to 5. Actually, physics and chem we have to keep because Podar ka school is going on now. So they take time
Okay.
to get ready, freshen up and all. We have holidays. So May month mein maths class we can have 2 to 5.
And our total.
All right. So you also say Lasya ma'am, and even I'll say ki if we can have classes from 2 to 5. Okay. Okay. Some questions on functions now. Okay, so the first question is sine function injective? Yes, what about the first question? Is sine function injective?
Sir, it is injective.
It is injective 1 to 1.
सर इसमें ऐसे करेंगे ना, लाइक एक ब्रैकेट में we'll take the degrees and दूसरे में we'll take values.
Yeah.
So
See, if
then
I
it
say
is
injective, what you have to check is कि like two particular values of x, are they giving the same value? I mean, two angles of x, do they give the same value for sine? इंजेक्टिव का मतलब क्या होता है कि each and every value of x should have like one image on b, right? दो 1 to 1 वाले जो functions होते हैं that are called injective. So sine 30, if I take sine 30, what is the value? 1 by 2.
1 by 2.
If I take sine 150, what is the value? 1 by 2. So for two different values of x, I'm getting a same value of y. So that means it's a many to one function, right? Those same values of x पे, sorry, those different values of x पे, I'm getting the same value of y. So it will be like कि x और x मान लो दो different x and there is one value of y. So it will be connected like this. Correct? So that means it's not an injective function. Acha, and for this function, the function is from real numbers to real numbers for the second part. So check whether cos function is 1 1 or onto. Yes, quickly. 1 1 है क्या cos?
It's not 1 1.
It's not 1 1 because it's the like same example as of sine.
Sign.
So it's not 1 1. What about onto? Onto is कि B में कोई भी element खाली नहीं रहना चाहिए, right? Do you know कि cos का value is always in between -1 to 1? है ना? If you know कि cos x for any value of x, cos x will be in between 1 to -1,
Yeah.
right? So the function is related from R to R, है ना? So it is saying कि B वाला जो right, it will not be an onto function because cos x तो -1 से 1 वाली values ही cover कर रहा है. So it's not 1 1 and it's not onto as well.
So sine and cos are many to one function.
Many to one functions, right? एक बार what I'm doing is there is again a way to represent all of this. So अभी हम सब चीज का मतलब समझ लेते हैं, ठीक है? In the next class for 1 hour what we'll do is relation and function में जैसे relations में we did reflexive, symmetric and these all things. In the next class what we'll do is I'll give you a question and we like all of us will write I mean I'll tell you how to write the question, ठीक है? As per the board format. ठीक है, हम ऐसे नहीं लिख सकते कि sin 30 sin 50 so because both of the x are having the like different x are having the same value, that is why it is injected. There are certain things which we have to mention in our answer, so we'll see that in the next class.
Oh.
Okay, done.
So sine and cos will also be into function.
Into functions depends on what is the set of like b set given as. Let's say अगर इसी question में if I give you that function is from r to -1 to 1,
Yeah, then it's not an function.
right? So it depends on what is the into function, like what is the set b, उस पे ऊपर depend करेगा whether it's onto or into. ठीक है? So अब तुम्हें जो r to r ये सब चीजों पर भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. पहले हम इनको नेग्लेक्ट कर देते थे ना कि ये तो ठीक है क्वेश्चन में ऐसे लिखे हुए हैं, ठीक है? So now you have to look at these terms as well. ये इंटीजर्स पे बात चल रही है, रियल नंबर्स पे बात चल रही है, किस पे we have to think.
So it will be a many to one function for sure, but the into function के लिए we'll have to check the domain.
Right, but again if I give you that 0 to 90, a wala set is 0 to 90 wale angles, so 0 to
It's
90
not
में
perfect.
हाँ, then it will be 1 1, right? ठीक है, so you have to check what is the domain, what is the range, and उसके ऊपर you have to judge. Okay, okay, one more question. So let f be a function defined from natural numbers to natural numbers, and it is defined by f of n is equal to n plus 1 by 2 if n is odd, n by 2 if n is even, examine
Bijective means both 1 and 1 and onto.
right, both 1 1 and on 2. अच्छा, हाउ विल यू चेक 1 1 के लिए यू विल सी कि दो पर्टिकुलर लाइक दो डिफरेंट वैल्यूज ऑफ x के लिए आर वी गेटिंग द सेम वैल्यूज ऑफ y और नॉट. अच्छा guys, have you studied in class 11 how to calculate range of a function?
We did, but was not very
What?
confident then also.
Okay. And what about graphs? Do you know how to plot graph for a function?
We did not have that in much depth. Like thoda we did the different types of functions for graphs once we made, but any questions as such were not there.
Okay. Acha, what about this question? Is it 1 1 onto bijective?
It's not 1 1.
It's not 1 1.
It's not 1 1. That means it's not bijective as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Why not 1 1?
So because
And
from 1 we are getting 1
2 is also
and
1.
2 also we are getting 1.
All right. What about onto?
Here it is on 2.
It is onto. So it is not 1 1, but it is onto, right?
I'm confused. How do we know that no element will be there?
See, the Sanskriti, you tell. Yes, you claim that it's 1 1 onto. Sorry.
So since they are just natural numbers, for 1 2 we got 1, 3 4 we got 2, 5 6 we got 3. Similarly, if we go on so on, so 7 8 will get 4, 8 9 will get 5, 9 10 will get 5. So I believe it should be on 2.
Did you get it, Smera?
No, her voice was breaking.
Okay, so if we put n as 1, okay, what do we get the value as?
1.
If we put n as 2, what do we get the value of n as?
1.
अच्छा, मुझे एक चीज बताओ, अगर मैं b वाला जो सेट है, राइट, उसमें से कोई भी एलिमेंट टिक कर लूं, will I have a specified n for that in my set A? Let's say अगर मैं तुमको बोलता हूँ कि मेरे b सेट में एक 6 वाला एलिमेंट है, will you be able to find a n such that कि मैं उस n को इस number में डालूं, I mean इस function में डालूं and I get the value as 6?
Yeah.
Yes, you'll be able to find out, right? You can put n as 12 or you can put n as 11.
Yeah.
So for every element in B, if I pick any element of B, I am able to find out a specified n.
Okay.
So that is why it is onto as well. I mean it is onto, it's not 1 1, it's not bijective. Okay, so 1 1 it's not, onto it is, it's not bijective. Acha, now let me tell you that how do we like calculate that whether a function is 1 1 or not. Okay, so एक test लिख लो. So consider that we have a function f of x is equal to x minus 2 divided by x minus 3. Okay, and this is a function defined from r minus 3 to r minus 1. एक बार क्विकली देखो कि r minus 3 क्यों लिखा है मैंने?
So that the denominator doesn't get 0.
Denominator will get 0.
Exactly. ठीक है. So what you have to check is कि fx 1 1 है या नहीं है. अब ऐसे तुम हर वैल्यू पे डाल के तो चेक नहीं कर पाओगे कि ये 1 1 है या नहीं है, right? Because there are a range of values available. So what I'm doing is I'm considering like contradiction. तुम्हें पता है what is contradiction? We assume that something is correct and then we prove it wrong. That is contradiction. So it's not exactly contradiction, but what we'll do is we'll assume that it is correct. अगर आखिरी में it is correct, then it is correct. If it's not correct, then it's not correct. ठीक है? So what I'm saying is मैं x1 और x2 दो values लेता हूँ. ठीक है? And what I'm saying is अगर कोई function on 1 1 नहीं है, अगर कोई function 1 1 नहीं है, in that case f of x1 will be equal to f of x2. मतलब for two different values of x, if I get this condition, then I can say that the function is not 1 1, right?
Yes.
So मैं ये condition satisfy कराने की कोशिश करता हूँ. ठीक है? So what I'll say is x1 minus 2 divided by x1 minus 3 is equal to x2 minus 2 divided by x2 minus 3. ठीक है? If I solve this equation, what I get is x1 minus 2 times x2 minus 3 is equal to x2 minus 2 times x1 minus 3. So this comes out to be x1 times x2 minus 3 times x1 minus 2 times x2 plus 6 is equal to x1 times x2 minus 3 times x2 minus 2 times x1 plus 6. 6 and 6 cancels out. x1 and x2 cancels out. Then I have this minus 3 and plus 2. So minus x1 is equal to minus x2. So that means x1 is equal to x2. ठीक है? तो एक चीज समझ आई इधर से देखो, if I take f of x1 is equal to f of x2, अगर इस फंक्शन को 1 1 होना है, in that case x1 and x2 should be the same value. राइट, तभी 1 1 पॉसिबल है। अगर ये कंडीशन कहीं भी सेटिस्फाई हो रही है और मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि फंक्शन 1 1 है, इन दैट केस x1 और x2 को सेम ही होना पड़ेगा। समझ आया या नहीं आया? देखो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज x1 और x2 इनिशियली दो डिफरेंट वैल्यूज है, मुझे चेक करना है कि फंक्शन 1 1 है या नहीं है। मैंने एक कंडीशन लगाई कि अगर f of x1 इज इक्वल टू f of x2 हो जाता है फॉर टू डिफरेंट वैल्यूज ऑफ x, देन माय फंक्शन इज 1 1। यहां तक एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर
Yes, sir.
है ना? अगर मैंने सॉल्व करा क्वेश्चन को, आगे मैंने सॉल्व करा, मैं क्या मान के चल रहा हूँ कि x1 और x2 टू डिफरेंट वैल्यूज है, ठीक है। बट आखिरी में जब मैंने सॉल्व करा तो मुझे मिला कि x1 और x2 तो सेम ही है, x1 इज इक्वल टू x2। दैट मीन्स ऐसी कोई x की वैल्यू नहीं है या ऐसी कोई दो डिफरेंट x की वैल्यूज नहीं है जहां f of x1 इज इक्वल टू f of x2 हो जाए। और अगर कहीं भी एग्जिस्ट कर रही है तो वो दोनों वैल्यू सेम है, x1 और x2 की वैल्यू सेम है। You want me to repeat this once again? नहीं समझ आया?
Like the concept just once more.
ओके ठीक है। देखो अगर 1 1 किसी फंक्शन को होना है, दैट मींस फॉर ईच वैल्यू ऑफ x वी शुड हैव ओनली वन वैल्यू ऑफ b। आई मीन हर वैल्यू एक से कनेक्टेड होनी चाहिए 1 1 के लिए, है ना? सो इन ऑर्डर टू चेक फॉर 1 1 मैं क्या टेस्ट करता हूं कि अगर मुझे कोई दो वैल्यूज ऑफ x पे, कोई दो डिफरेंट वैल्यूज ऑफ x पे सेम वैल्यू ऑफ y मिल गया, इन दैट केस माय फंक्शन इज नॉट 1 1। दो different values of x पे if I get the same value of y, in that case my function is not 1 1। so मैंने वही कंसिडर किया, मैंने बोला कि x1 और x2 दो डिफरेंट वैल्यूज है, ठीक है। अगर f of x1 इक्वल टू f of x2 हो गया, एक ऐसी कंडीशन अगर मुझे मिल जाती है कि f of x1 इज इक्वल टू f of x2 हो गया, इन दैट केस माय फंक्शन इज नॉट 1 1।
Not one.
यहां तक समझ आया?
Yeah.
यहाँ पे अपन क्या कंसिडर कर रहे हैं कि x1 इज नॉट इक्वल टू x2, ठीक है। मैंने जैसे ही सॉल्व करी इक्वेशन, एट द एंड व्हाट आई गेट इज कि x1 इज इक्वल टू x2, है ना? तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, मैंने ये कंसिडर किया था कि ऐसे दो डिफरेंट इंटीजर्स अगर वो एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते हैं, दैट मींस माय फंक्शन इज 1 1। x1 और x2 इक्वल नहीं है, इनिशियली मैंने ये माना था, बट मेरे को ये पता चला कि अगर इस इक्वेशन को सेटिस्फाई होना है तो इन दोनों को इक्वल होना ही पड़ेगा।
Yeah. So it
Right.
is a 1 1 function.
It is a 1 1 function.
If it did not get x1 equal to x2, then it won't be a 1 1.
See, if you get x1 is equal to x2 plus 6, then of course
Yeah,
there is a relation, na?
Yeah. So it
It's
won't be
all-
a 1 1 function.
Right. It won't be a 1 1 function. And उसके बाद तुम values भी निकाल सकते हो, पता है कैसे? I put x2 as 1 and I put x1 as 7. मैं दोनों को फंक्शन में डाल के देख लूंगा, दोनों पे वैल्यू सेम आएगी क्योंकि तभी इस इक्वेशन ने ये रिलेशन दिया है, राइट? समझ आया कैसे टेस्ट कर रहे हैं?
Yes.
So, अब तुम्हें कोई भी फंक्शन दे दिया जाए तुम इस मेथड से 1 1 तो चेक कर ही लोगे, राइट? हाउ मच टाइम इज लेफ्ट? 9 minutes। एक क्वेश्चन और कर लेते हैं। अरे शिट, did you guys write that or not?
I wrote it.
Yes, sir.
Sanskriti, thanks God, thank you. Okay, so check whether x divided by x plus 2, and of course x is not equal to minus 2, and for the rest of the terms x belongs to R, so you can consider it as R. You have to check whether it's 1 1 or not. or rather 1 second, take it as -1 to 1. So question B. Sorry. Okay, 1 second, just interrupting. Ek line, or you have to write initially, let x1 comma x2 belongs to the domain which you are giving. So x1 comma x2 belongs to -1 comma 1 such that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. ठीक है, बस एक लाइन ये ऐड कर देना and then solve the equation. क्या आ रहा है, x1 equal to x2 आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है?
1 second. Yeah, x1 is equal to x2.
So is it 1 1 or not?
It's a 1 1 2.
Okay, so at the end, when you get x1 is equal to x2, what you can say is therefore f is a 1 1 function. ठीक है, सो देखो एक चीज तो क्लियर हो गई, अगर कोई भी फंक्शन को 1 1 या मेनी वन टेस्ट करना है, सो वी कैन परफॉर्म दिस टेस्ट, राइट? नाउ द सेकंड पार्ट इज कि हमें इनटू या ऑनटू चेक करना है, तो वो हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में सीखेंगे.
How much we have completed the chapter?
Let me tell you what else is left. So one thing left is composite functions. One more thing which we have to do is writing wala part. Then we have
Friend of LPP also.
LPP also. LPP, I'll share the PDF. How does that sound? I mean, वो तो तुम्हें समझ आ ही जाएगा ना, if you just read it and you'll get what you have to do. So writing part of LPP plus relations plus functions. Okay, composite functions is left. One more thing left is inverse functions, and that is it for relations and functions.
We don't have like last year all that modulus function, gint and all that.
Yeah, actually we do have it. We have that in the form of questions, but I was expecting कि वो सब तुमने 11th में पढ़ लिया होगा.
That's what I'm asking. Like, is it there again or like?
Actually, it's there in the function. The question which I asked you कि तुमको range निकालना आता है क्या? So it's like if I give you a function and I give you the domain, then you should know कि वो function कहाँ से कहाँ तक उसका value होगा. हाँ, so you should know कि उसका value कहाँ से कहाँ तक होना चाहिए. ठीक है, आई हैव टू फिगर आउट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास कि तुमको रेंज निकालना कितना आता है अच्छे से, बिकॉज जो दूसरा वाला पार्ट है कि 1 like on to 1 into वाला, that depends on how we calculate the range.
We will also have questions to calculate domain.
You can have
Last year,
questions.
practice.
See, relations and functions is a chapter कि 12th का पोर्शन भी पूछा जा सकता है और 11th का भी पूछा जा सकता है थोड़ा बहुत, and it's very much related actually. 11th में तुमने ऐसा मतलब तुमको हर जगह आई थिंक ऐसा लगा ही होगा कि 11th का कुछ कंसेप्ट यहाँ अप्लाई हो रहा है. Yes, so make sure कि तुम 11th का भी थोड़ा बहुत रिवाइज करते रहो. ठीक है, and what else? We'll have to do it in the next class, these all things, and उसके बाद we'll start inverse trigonometry वाला part. ठीक है, उसके बाद कौन सा चैप्टर करना है? मैट्रिक्स? ऐसा नहीं करना है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है.
Do you think matrices can be done in one chapter, one class? 3 hours.
I think yes. What do you have in matrices? Let me check. It's a pretty easy chapter. Calculation based है पूरा. I think 2 would be better. एक में थोड़ा we'll have to rush. Stop.